Hi, this is Kathy Quinn with Floriani, and I want to welcome you to this month's Project of the Month. This month we're doing a lace-shaped tea towel. It's more of a technique class, so you can use this on any lace shaping project you have. I want you to put your cursor on the Floriani icon on your desktop and double left mouse click to open the Floriani software. As our Floriani software opens, we always get the banner screen is going to come up. And as that screen comes up, we're going to explain some of the features on it. Now I want you to know that if you are hooked to the internet, you're going to have a lot of information on your banner screen. If you are not hooked to the internet, your software will still run perfectly. You just will not have all of this look on the Floriani My Today page. What you'll have is a message telling you you're not connected to the internet. Now it always tells you about what our Floriani deal of the month is. Whenever we have a new release, it's mentioned right here. And remember, you never have to pay for an update or an upgrade with Floriani. So when the next one comes out, of course, it will be at no charge as well. This, when you left mouse click on this, it will take you to a web page that will tell you exactly what is put in the new release, and then it will allow you to download it, and it will install and overwrite. Well, actually, it will remove your old program and reinstall it, not affecting your serial number. Now down here at the bottom right here, you see Sweet July designs available. Every month we make designs available for you. We give you 5 new designs. All you have to do is left mouse click on where it says Sweet July designs available. Left mouse click and it will take you right to the web page to download those. We have our Floriani workbook and lesson files. You left mouse click and there are step-by-step concise instructions on how to download that. This is a fantastic workbook done by DJ Anderson and Walter Floriani. We also have how to download your videos, our support forum, our online manual. I will tell you the workbook is a lot more user-friendly than the manual, and I find that you'll get all your answers out of the workbook by doing your lesson files. Software support, this is where you go if you ever have an issue or a question with your software, as well as if you need an additional activation for your computer. Lessons from the master videos, well, those are just Walter. Facts, tips and tricks, and digitizing help. Now at the bottom here we have create a new design, open a design, open recently used. We're going to create a new design today. But if I wanted to open an existing design to work on it, I just left mouse click on this icon and it will allow me to pull a design from anywhere in my computer, on an external jump drive, an external hard drive. So maybe you have some other software programs. Maybe you have Bernina Artista, or you have 4D. You may have Palette or PE Design or Masterworks. These all have designs within their programs. You can also open them into the Floriani software because remember, we read and write to every format on the market. Let's left mouse click on create a new design and get started. Now when we come in, I want you to notice we have the first thing to see is we have a grid system. Now this is our workspace. This is where we create our designs, where we edit any existing designs, add lettering. All that is done right here in this workspace. Now what I would like is today I've got us in millimeters, and we're going to stay there today because we've got some really precise measurements we have to work with, because insertion lace, the lace we're working with, is 15 millimeters wide. So to try and flip it to inches and tenth of inches, it's much easier when you have a precise measurement to work in metric. Now if you weren't sure about something, we could actually have this in inches, and let's say I need a 5-inch square, which we are going to work with today. I could leave it in inches for this point in time, and I could go ahead, it's in half-inch increments, that's fine with me today. But let's go ahead and change it though, just to review, or if you're brand new, show you how we move very quickly in our measurement of our grid. I'm going to put my cursor along the top ruler line, and it doesn't matter where, or down the left-hand side. We are going to right mouse click, and I can left mouse click on the word grid settings. As you can see, this is in a 1/2 inch grid system. Let's go ahead and put it to a 1 inch grid system and say OK. Now you notice our squares are 1 inch. That helps me keep perspective of a design or place lettering perfectly. I really use this grid system, and that was something that was taught to me by Walter Floriani. It is a tool that digitizers use all the time, and we in the home market have not utilized it to its fullest extent. So now that I'm in inches, and I'm in 1 inch, I want you to come up to one of my favorite features of Floriani software, and that is our artwork tool. We are one of the very few softwares, in fact I think we're the only home software that offers you an artwork tool at this time. Let's left mouse click on the down arrow. I want you to put your cursor on the word rectangle and left mouse click. And we're going to hold down our left mouse button, and we are not going to let it go. So hold it while dragging your mouse, hold it down, drag, 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 and now let go. You have created a square on your screen, or a rectangle, and this is artwork. So it's as if we took a pencil and sketched this. It is not stitches, it's actually a visual at this point. I am going to come up to my top left-hand toolbar. The very top tool is our select tool. We're going to left mouse click on it, and since this square, we just created it, it's going to automatically select it. Now notice it's got all its control handles around it, so we need to come in and tell this square what size to be. Now notice in my properties it tells me I'm working with artwork. We want to come to the Transform tab. I want you to left mouse click, and I also want you to see this box that says Maintain Aspect Ratio. I want you to put your cursor on it, left mouse click, and deselect that box. There is no longer an arrow there. The reason being is I want to define the height and width myself. So I'm going to come in and tell it I want it to be 5 inches tall and 5 inches wide. It's a square. Now on my computer resolution, I lose my apply button. All I have to do is put my cursor on top of the box, on top of sequence view. You see this little gray menu bar? Put your cursor until it looks like two parallel lines, an arrow going up and down. Hold down your left mouse cursor and pull it down some. And now you can see my apply button. You'll find that too a lot with your netbooks. We are now going to left mouse click on apply, and I now have, if I go here to my view box at the top center, come down and tell it by left mouse clicking, fit this to screen. I want to see all of it. So there you have a 5 by 5 inch square. Now if I needed to have a 5 inch square, but I really need to work in metric because of my insertion lace, now that I've got the square, I can very easily come to my ruler bar, right mouse click, left mouse click on the word metric. Now if we look at transform, you'll see that 5 inches equals 127 millimeters. So we're going to stay in millimeters now because our next square needs to be 30 millimeters smaller. Our insertion lace is 15 millimeters wide. So I need 15 millimeters on each side for my lace to fit in. So I have to double that measurement and subtract 30 millimeters from the 127. That leaves us with 97 millimeters. So I want you to go ahead and get your rectangle tool again, your artwork tool, and I want you to draw a second rectangle. Doesn't matter what size. Now that you have drawn it, remember you held down your left mouse key and you drug it and then let go. And you notice on my cursor I have a rectangle stuck to it. That allows me to realize which tool I'm using. This lets me know I'm using the rectangle in the artwork tools. I am going to come to my top left-hand toolbar, left mouse click, and you notice it has selected the last thing I digitized, which was the inner square. Now with this selected, I want you to hold down your control key and go ahead and left mouse click on the large square. Now they are both selected, and with them selected, we need to align their centers. I want this centered perfectly because I want an equal 15 millimeters all around. So by right mouse clicking, I can come down my options menu to the word align, go on over and go to the word center. Left mouse click. Now you see it has centered this square inside of this one. Now we are still dealing with artwork. The next step we're going to do in today's exercise is I am going to select my outer square, and you notice over here in your sequence view, I want you to look at this because we're going to use this a little bit today. Our sequence view makes it very easy for you to work with different objects within a design. Now by left mouse clicking on the top, because the first thing I digitized will be the first thing listed, I'm going to left mouse click, and you see it selects the outer square for me. With it selected, we're going to right mouse click, copy. We are going to right mouse click and paste. You notice we've got a third artwork down here. That's the one we just created. With that still selected, I'm going to come to color number 2, right mouse click on it. Now you see we've got a blue artwork square and a red artwork square, and they're right on top of each other. Now I want you to select our inner square. Let's come down to this blue, it's the third color or the third box, and I want you to left mouse click on the word artwork, and now we have our inner square selected. Again, I want you to right mouse click, copy, right mouse click, paste. Again, it's added that next artwork square, and we're going to come to color number 2, put our cursor on it, and right mouse click. So you can see we have in our sequence view, I have color 1, which is our outer square, blue. Here's our outer square, red. Inner square, blue. Inner square, red. Now we're going to take the red one. We're going to start with our outer red, and I'm going to left mouse click, so I have selected the red square. I take that back. We're going to start with the blue square. I forgot we hadn't turned it into stitches yet. So we're going to select color number 1. By left mouse clicking on it, it has been selected. Now I want you to bring your cursor over here, and I want you to right mouse click on the screen, and we are going to convert the blue to a run stitch. Left mouse click on that word run. Now you notice our square turned into a outline. It is not filled in. So we have color number 1, and if I left mouse click on my plus sign, it tells you it's a run stitch now. This is no longer artwork, this one piece. Now we're going to go ahead and go to color number 2, artwork. So we're going to select that outer red artwork. It's selected, and we're going to come put our cursor over here on the square. We're going to right mouse click to bring up our menu. We are going to convert to a steel stitch. Left mouse click on the word steel. So we have a run stitch and a steel stitch. Let's come to our next item in our sequence view, which is a blue artwork. Left mouse click on artwork. Again, the blue ones were turning into run stitches, so we will right mouse click. I want you to convert this to a run, and realize I could convert it to a satin, a steel, I could make a complex fill, cross stitch, or turn this into an applique. This is a really powerful tool, this artwork tool. But we're going to use the run stitch because it's our blue, where it's our placement line. So left mouse click on the word run, and we are going to come down to the last red artwork, left mouse click on it, come over onto your screen, right mouse click, convert to a steel stitch. So now we no longer have artwork, we've actually got 2 run lines and 2 steel stitches, which are finished. Now watch this, we're going to work with these eyeballs just so you can see. Let's left mouse click on our red colors so you can see there is your blue run stitch. What this is going to do is it's going to stitch onto our stabilizer, and it's going to give us a placement line for our lace. Let's go ahead and left mouse click on those eyes again to open the reds back up. Then the red is going to stitch it down, but you don't put insertion lace in with a heavy satin stitch. So what we're going to do is we are going to select, using our sequence view, select color number 2, the first red. Now that brings up all of our properties. We are going to change the width. We want this satin stitch to only be, and it's not going to be a satin, we're going to make it a zigzag. We want it to be about 1.3 width. Then our density, we want it to be a 2.5 density. I'm going to apply that. We're going to work with some of the other tabs. Now we're going to come up to the Underlay tab. You notice Parallel Underlay is selected. We don't need underlay on this. This is a tack down stitch for the edge of that insertion lace, so I'm going to left mouse click and deselect the parallel. I want no underlay at all. We are going to left mouse click on the word apply. That is going to remove our underlay. Now the last thing we're going to do is, I don't like the way this is not a zigzag. So we're going to come to the word General and our Properties box, left mouse click, and where it says Sharp, we want to drop that menu down by left mouse clicking, and we want to tell it to become a zigzag. So left mouse click on the word zigzag, and I want you to apply. And now if you look, we've got a run stitch with a nice little zigzag across the top of it. That's our goal. Now let's go back to the sequence view, and I want you to select your last color red by left mouse clicking on it. Again, let's go through the same exercise. My width is going to be 1.3. My density is going to be 2.5. I'm going to apply that. I'm going to come into my Underlay tab by left mouse clicking. I will deselect Parallel, and I want to make sure nothing is selected on this page. Apply. And now I want you to go into your General tab, and I want you to tell it those connection ends need to be a zigzag, and again apply. We're starting to use more of the Properties tabs as we go through lessons now, because I want you to start getting familiar with how much power you have. You have all kinds of options to work with. You don't ever have to take anything at face value in this software because there's so many options available. Now what was going to happen here is it is going to stitch down the run stitch in blue. Now we need that to stitch together. I want it to stitch out all the run stitch first. So come into my sequence view. I want you to left mouse click on your second blue square, which is your third item. With it selected, hold down your mouse key, put your cursor on top of it, hold your left mouse key down, and I want you to drag that up and let go. So now you see I have two colors now. I have the blue with 2 run stitches, and if I drop down the plus sign, I've got red with 2 steel stitches. So you can see that we have not only created, we have manipulated the stitches, and we have reordered the stitch sequence. So let's double check and make sure it's doing what we want. Let's go to View, Slow Redraw. By left mouse click on your View tab, left mouse click on the word Slow Redraw. And we can slow this down some. Well, let's leave it there. Let's left mouse click. So our idea is down. Now there's my placement lines. There's my second placement line. Great. Now that I've done that, I will go ahead and have it tack the lace down because we will have shaped it before this color stitches. That is the reason we have 2 different colors. We want our machine to stop in between. If you have a 6 needle, ladies, do not forget to program a stop at the beginning of color 2. So remember, you will hit your plus sign to go past color 1, touch your hand icon, and say OK, so it makes sure your 6 needle will stop. Now that we've done that, we are going to rotate this because I want this square to be on point. So we are going to select it all, and I will tell you, if you hit Control A, that will select everything on your square. Well, we need to get rid of our... Well, now this is a very interesting. How do I don't know how to close the slow redraw, so I will need to find that out for you. I just clicked on the colors and it closed for me. I'm sure that there's a more correct way to do that. But we're going to work with this. Now this is all selected. I'm going to come on my left-hand toolbar all the way down to the bottom highlighted icon that says Rotate Right. Really doesn't matter if you rotate right or left. It's personal choice. I'm going to left mouse click on that, and that is going to set that on point for me. Now the final thing we want to do is we want to bring a pretty monogram into the center here. So we have several options. One of our options is we could go into our text designs. So you've got text tool, monogram tool, then you have text designs. Let's left mouse click on this. Now I could put any of these designs in the center. I monogrammed my towel, but let me show you some of the alphabets in here that you could use. This might be a really, just to make a cute tea towel gift. Look at what a cute alphabet that angel alphabet is. Let's come on down. Of course, we probably wouldn't use the crayon alphabet in this. It's a little more elegant than that. We have some Christmas designs. This would be nice to do maybe tone on tone for a Christmas hand towel to give out. These are some beautiful monogram designs here. These alphabets right here. All of these are very pretty, and there's a whole lot in here that is under your text designs that you might not be aware of. Now, we probably wouldn't use the space alphabet. This alphabet, I think, is absolutely gorgeous, and I think that's what I'm going to pick for this one. But as you go through, you can see there is a whole lot to pick from. And then, of course, we do have 75 monogram styles in our software under lettering. This is also a pretty neat combination, and you just pick your first and last name, and every possible combination is here in these. So you'll see you've got all kinds of really pretty alphabets that you can use, as well as these text designs to use in all of your embroidery. So let's go ahead up. I think I prefer the one above this for this. So we're going to flash up as quickly as I can flash here, because if I try and zip the scroll bar, I know I'll pass it all. But you can see you've got all kinds of pretty stuff in here. Oh, this is also an elegant alphabet. This is very elegant to put on things. And we're going to use this one. I like this one. So I am going to put that Q in there or Quinn. And I think it's centered very nicely. I'm happy with it. And now we are going to save this design to stitch it out. Now I will stitch this in one color. I will stitch this as a tone on tone for this tea towel. So I could go ahead and grab it right now and I could make it the color I want. Now if I don't have the color down here, now really you're going to make this all to match the tea towel. Obviously we're going to do everything in white, but you want your machine to stop, so while you won't change your thread, you will have different colors here. So I will go ahead and actually make this Q the same as my tack down for my lace, so it'll go right from here and start the Q. It won't stop in between. Now this is if you have a flatbed. If you have a 6 needle, we know that we need some different manipulation in here. But as you can see, I'm perfectly happy with this. Now we are going to File, Save As. Now I will always tell you, make sure that you save your designs that you create first as a C2S. That is the Floriani's working stitch file. It will not open in any software but ours. You can save it then in any other format you want that will open in any software and open on your machines. And as you see, we have every format available. The reason you save something in its native format is there is less likely that that file will be corrupted in transferring. Every once in a while, you know computers are computers. A file will get corrupted and you may lose a piece of information. It may not stitch right for some reason. It just got nuts going to your machine. By saving the C2S file, you always have a clean, perfect file to go back and save to your PEZ, your EXP, your HUS, any of your formats. So remember to save it first as your C2S, and of course I'm not where I should be in my computer, so I'm just going to go in, see, and I'm going to go ahead and make me a folder that says lace shape tea towel. Whoops, I can't spell. Okay, so in there I'm going to open this up and I will save my tea towel in here, save it. Then I will come back and I will File, Save As, and now I will save it in the format that I need. So I'm going to save it to a EXP format because I'm going to stitch this out. No, I'm going to stitch it out on my 6 needle. So I will left mouse click, and I usually pick 5 because it doesn't require me to select a hoop size. And I really like not being forced into a specific hoop size because I'm never sure what I'm going to do. So save. So now I have that saved. I would put it on my little jump drive and take it over to my machine and stitch it out. I hope you've enjoyed creating this month's project of the month, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Thanks for coming, and I hope you look forward to our construction portion of this class. Thank you.